Hi, everybody. I just saw a message on my live. This is my first live. This is Writer in Paradise, Writer in Paradise, right here in Paradise, Phuket, Thailand, and where I've been living for the last 2.5 years. And I have a breaking news, important message. I will be relocating to Angeles City, Philippines on May 1st. And you may ask me, why would you leave this idyllic area of Phuket, Thailand, and move to Angeles City? Well, I will tell you. I'm retired. Many of you know already, but I'm retired U.S. Navy. I spent 20 years in the United States Navy. I'm retired. I'm also I also need access to VA facilities for medical issues, service-connected issues, and the Philippines will give me that. Uh, Thailand is a beautiful place again, but after living here for over 2 years, I've come to a few conclusions. One is that the government of Thailand really loves tourists. They love people coming over here, going on vacation, going on holiday, particularly in Phuket, but Chiang Mai, Bangkok, of course, all the other wonderful places there are here in Thailand. But their deal is really about the short-term tourists, under 30 days, spending a lot of money here, coming here, and they do a good job of that. My opinion after living here for 2.5 years is that the government of Thailand really doesn't want to accommodate uh, the long-term visitor like myself, not a visitor, a long-term person. I have been on two retiree visas. I'm on my second one, extension. It's a 1-year visa. And, I wanted to live here. But it's the process, particularly in Phuket, it's like jumping through hoops to get a visa. The best way to do it really is to go through an agency and then you pay extra money. It's not impossible to do. I'm not trying to say that, but it's just another example of how the expat who wants to actually stay here is not really the number one thing that the government of Thailand is looking into. They really, like I said, they want the tourists. They want the tourists, the short-term holiday people. I love Thailand. There's nothing against the government of Thailand. I love Thailand. I love the country. It's just the way they do business, and that's the way they want to do it. Whereas in the Philippines, the long-term expat retiree is given a much easier way to go, so to speak. The visa over there, particularly military, now you have to understand too, what I'm bringing into this is the fact that I'm retired military. So I can get a visa over there very easily. I can get it up to 3 years, I believe. Some of you may want to comment on that. Um, but it is much easier. Plus, a biggie, which I didn't think would be a biggie when I came to Thailand the first time, is language. It seems like really nobody speaks English in Thailand. They do, but sometimes it seems like nobody speaks English. I've tried to learn some Thai. I could have done better, but even so, um, uh, in the Philippines, English is the primary language, really, right there with Tagalog, and so that's a big thing as well, along with the military facilities. Um, uh, like I said, cost of living is probably even a little less in the Philippines. Well, not probably, it is less. The peso is taking some hits. The dollar is very strong against the peso. Dollar's strong against the baht too, but the baht is getting the cost of living is going up again, particularly here in Phuket, where I live, and there's a few reasons for that. Well, let me try to be diplomatic about this when I discuss why. Uh, One of them is the Russians are coming. Some of you may remember that old movie, if you're an old fart like myself, in the 60s with Alan Arkin called The Russians Are Coming, The Russians Are Coming. It's a very funny movie. But in this case, it's true. They're here, actually. The Russians are one of the people that historically come to Phuket as tourists. But what's changed, and it's because of the Ukraine war, is the Russians are coming and they're staying. They're not only staying, but they're starting businesses, and it's basically changing. again, in my opinion, the social fabric of this place. Again, a lot of these people have a lot of money. They had to have money to get over here, uh, uh, to get out of the Ukraine war in a lot of cases. Now, don't get me wrong, there's other tourists, there's Chinese, there's all kinds of people that are coming over. But the Russians are staying. And again, it's causing, I've noticed that the cost of living, I've had personal experience. I was in a condo when I first got here, and I was getting ready to extend in the condo, and the landlady told me, we're going to double the rent because that's what we'll get for it from a Russian. A particular condo unit I was in was like 98% Russian at that time. So yeah, I had nothing against the Russians. I have some friends who are Russians. I know that sounds cliche, but I do. I have a Ukrainian friend. But it's just the way it is. It's a fact of the matter, and it's a cultural thing. There's a different culture going on there uh, from the Russian point of view than what you see in Western Europe, what you see in the United States, what you see in expats from those countries. A lot of tribal stuff going on with the Russians. There's a lot of and I'll just leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. And again, this is all my opinion. This is my opinion. I don't dislike anybody. I don't hate anybody. I don't take any positions publicly on anything politically, but it's just my experience here. So that's another big reason. The cost of living is going up in Phuket. The crime rate is starting to go up a little bit. They just arrested the other night about 30 or 40 Falangs, what they call Falangs, or foreigners here. 20 of them were Russians for starting up illegal businesses and various other things. And this is happening. So I don't know what's going to happen here. The other thing is the marijuana thing. The legalization of marijuana has really changed the vibe here. It's really changed the vibe. It's hard to explain it. You get a different type that comes here looking strictly for the because of the legalization of marijuana. Now there has been news, but it's like anything in Thailand, things are fluid. But there has been news that the recreational marijuana uh, will be made illegal by the end of 2024. But that remains to be seen. My sources tell me, quote unquote, medicinal marijuana will still be around, but I have a friend of mine who likes his ganja, likes his weed, and he was telling me it won't change anything, because it's just as easy to get the medicinal. So be that as it may, so that's another reason. So crime rate, cost of living, the Russians coming over, raising the price of things, creating a different kind of subculture here, uh, all those things. Um, Thailand, I would recommend. I still would recommend anybody who has never been to Thailand to visit Thailand. It's a great place. Visit it as a tourist. Go to these places. Go to Chiang Mai, Koh Samui, uh, Pattaya, Phuket. Go to these places. But if you're thinking a long term, I've decided to go to the Philippines, and I know a lot of other guys who have too. And so I will go there, and I'm on a 6 month lease over there, and I will see how it goes. I'm a writer, as you know, thus writer in paradise. I'm working on my third book, and I will come back to Thailand. I will come back here and visit. Who knows? The great thing about living in Southeast Asia, as a lot of the other vloggers know that are on here, is that unlike what Thomas Wolfe said, you can go home again. You can go home again. It's not the end. I mean, I may go to the Philippines for 6 months and I may end up coming back here. I may end up going to Chiang Mai or something like that, a different area. Even maybe Phuket. Who knows? Things can change. A lot can change in 6 months. But for right now, because of the things I talked about happening in Thailand, and then the availability of military hospital facilities, VA services in the Philippines, very good services in the Philippines. The fact that the people speak English, the fact that the food is not as good as Thailand. I'm not going to say that, but there are some very good Western food places over there. You can get Indian food, you can get Korean, a lot of Korean food there now, and yeah, the Filipino food is good too. And again, the cost of living, I got a very good deal on a condo there. The cost of living, the price of food, you go to bars, restaurants. I myself don't drink, but you can still go to bars and go to those restaurants, and It's very inexpensive, and the all those other things. And then I'm single, and people know the I won't have to go. I don't have to go in too much into the allure that the Philippines and Thailand have for single men. So those things are all involved. And if you have any comments, please let me know. And again, I don't wish to start any. I don't hate anybody. I don't dislike anybody. I'm just telling you my opinion of why this guy, this writer in paradise, is relocating from Thailand to the Philippines in about a month and a half. But anyway, you guys, please go to Kindle, go to Amazon. If you have a Kindle Unlimited account, you can get both my books for free. Rapungi by James Cox, Silver or Lead by James Cox, giving away my anonymity there. And they're both on Amazon. Check them out. They're really good books. I'm very proud of them. I've got a lot of really good reviews on them. Read them, give me a review. And that's it for now. Love you guys. Hope to see more of you. I will be vlogging in Angeles City, one of the many. It's like bringing sand to the desert. There's a lot of very good vloggers. I've gotten some really good information from Philly and Philippines, from Ace Bachelor. I know I'm going to forget some people. I'm sorry, but those are the two main ones that I watch. And I got a lot of good stuff from both of those guys. And I recommend you subscribe to them. Go ahead and please subscribe to my channel as well. And hope to see you if you're in the Philippines. Hope to see you in a few months when I'm over there. Say hello if you recognize me. Take care.